The mass, or the entire population of the groups of students in every single class, in and of itself is an entity, which progresses throughout developmental stages, and each of these stages presents obstacles as well as opportunities for growth and learning. When a group of students first comes together, it is imperative to focus on creating a community of learners with the whole group to foster a more open and comfortable learning environment where students can engage in richer, more challenging, and personally expressive learning experiences. One way I target this need in my classroom is through community building games. Through various tasks where the students are only evaluated on their participation rather than correctness or their particular ability to do something, the students can build trust with each other and break down their barriers and get to know each other more deeply. One activity I did in a high school web design class was called Helium Hoops, where the students gathered around a hula hoop and were asked to lower the hoop to the ground using only their 2 fingers. Some of the groups struggled, it's harder than what it sounds, and some of the groups succeeded. And then we had engaged in a meaningful reflection afterwards and talked about any of the problems that we had and try to give advice to each other on if we were to do this again, how they might go about doing it differently. Then they were given the opportunity to retry the activity with the new advice and see how well they did that time.
I'm not me. Yeah, it's me. Come on.
Successful. Who got it down? Raise your hand. Who was in the group in the back right there? What do you think worked for you guys? Huh? Yelling at them worked for you guys? Somebody standing up and taking a lead? Was there one person or more than one person giving What was some of the problems?
Someone they start going off.
So it's like communication problems, get flipped,
Everyone would go down, but one person would just stand there, and then that would make the room feel like that, and then you got hit the face.
Do you have any advice for people coming to try this activity?
Make sure you have someone, at least one person, telling you what to do, and make sure all the people are cooperating.
The next major focus is the individual learner. Every single student in the class deserves the opportunity to learn and to participate. Utilizing inclusive practices and culturally responsive teaching strategies can ensure that every student in the room is valued for bringing something valuable to the class. Providing the students with opportunities to express themselves and their individual interests make the lessons into a meaningful learning experience for everyone involved. Through a project-based learning experience, the students in my high school web design class were able to choose a holiday that was meaningful or interesting to them and construct a live website. I utilized flexible grouping where one half of the class was engaged with me in a vocabulary building exercise and a wireframe creating exercise, while the other half were on the computers setting up their features on their Drupal accounts for their web page development.
On the computer and make an actual web page. We're going to go over a couple definitions before we start. On the same side, I have a layout that looks similar to this. This is my heading area, and this is my navigation bar with all these little buttons in here. I want to make sure that the width is the same. For example, this box that we have going up here for header, it has its own coding separate from this. So the coding that you write for this header does not affect anything in your navigation bar. Okay, did you guys see this picture? Like a banner and how it relates to this. We're going to write a list of the things we want to make sure we include in our wireframe. Okay, those things are the header, a navigation bar, a banner, content area, and our comment section if we have one. We all should have one because that was on our list. Okay, what you got? Header, search bar. So anybody who has those words can go ahead and flip their page over. And we're going to draw the outline of our website. Big box. on the outline of our website.
The students need to believe that they have spent their time in the classroom instructively, and one way to foster that attitude is to enable the students to create artifacts that they can take away with them as evidence of their knowledge and their learning in the class. Designing lessons and project-based activities, it is important that the students are engaged in the activities in a similar way to how they would utilize these skills in the real world. Our web design students, we used Drupal, one of the leading programs in web design, to create the following websites. They were asked to include an About section, 2 galleries, a Contact Me page, a comment section, a poll, and a rotating banner. The results were really good, and the students were very engaged in this activity. However, I plan on building on this activity in the future by allowing the students to create a web page using the same skills that we've been working on and go deeper into a more meaningful topic, something that is addressing an issue in their community or a need that they feel passionate about in the world, and presenting that to the real audience on the internet.